The second season of Squid Game is probably watched by millions, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it wasn't as good as the first season. I know, it's the number one show in many countries. It's a great success for Netflix, but I narrowed down 5 reasons that why the first season was better, and I'm going straight to these points. Number 5, the element of surprise. There is no doubt that with all the problems of the first season, the show was something new and offered genuine and surprising moments. And us as the viewers did not know what hit us. There were a couple of shows like Alice in Borderland, but Squid Game was something strangely good. We were all on edge of our seats waiting to see what was the next game and who would make it out alive. Except for gi-hun, we bonded with so many other characters and we were worried about them. Second season, on the other hand, at its best tried to one-off the previous one, and bigger does not always mean better. The games were bigger, they were huge, but they were marginalized, they weren't the main thing. The show could not surprise us in the way that the previous season did. I have to admit though, there were a couple of twists. Fourth reason is the story. Even though the first season of Squid Game had 9 episodes, the second season had 7, but the first one felt much more faster and upbeat. The great pacing was thanks to the focus on the main storyline about gi-hun, his struggles and his new friends. We never cared about the policeman and his storyline or the VIPs, which were just horrendous. We were following one man and his dreams and his debts, and that was all. The second season, the games and gi-hun became just one of the many storylines that we tracked. Screw the cop storyline, I want to see games. The third comparison is the characters. Well, the characters in the second season sucked. All of them. gi-hun was a different man with different motivations. The policeman, who had a lot more screen time, was so boring, pale and typical that I never cared for him. And the players in the game, maybe except for player 001, were far less interesting than what we had in the first season. Just compare the friend from outside the game that gi-hun had in first and second season. The old character of the first season was just great, and the old character in the second season was just, well, the North Korean girl from first season was so interesting, and the second season, the North Korean girl, even though it started good, but it was not as good as the first one. They cannot be compared. The second reason is closure. Season 1 wrapped everything up. It did left us with a couple of questions, but no one could say that they were not satisfied with how things ended. If gi-hun took that plane and joined his family, none of us would be angry. He was a man who did something, and it was time to move on with his life. Season 2 waited until the last episode to get to the point that we were all waiting, and it ended up on a cliffhanger. We never found out what happened with all the policeman works and his crew on the boats. They tried to do something, they tried to find the island, but they didn't. Season 2 disrespected the rules of storytelling. Just because the third season is greenlit, it doesn't mean that you can just end things without answering questions. And the last reason of why I think the first season was better is the heart. The most important thing missing in season 2 was the heart. It might be a mix of all the previous reasons, but nothing felt emotional in season 2. In the first season, each game had an emotional toll, and the friendships that shaped each group was important for the audience. The Game of Marbles episode was a masterpiece that left so many in tears. It wasn't a hard or complicated game, it was just whether you want to betray someone or not. The North Korean girl found a friend there, and their emotional interaction and friendship was far better than anything that we saw in the second season. gi-hun using that old man's dementia, then crying and looking away was unmatched in the second one. There was no heart in season 2. I don't say that I won't watch the third season, but I'm sure that about the Squid Game, the first season is and always will be the best one. Yeah, that was my 5 reasons. Don't forget to like and subscribe for almost daily uploads. Introduce my channel to your friends. Thank you for your support. And Don't forget to ask your significant other. Movies at 6. Goodbye.